what do I want to say? If you do your homework right, we're not going to have the same lesson every time. The other thing is
don't worry about zooming or
that
anything.
you've done such a good job with bending and flexing him and keeping him a little over bent to keep him on the aids and not invert, that he's taken that exercise and used it against us. So a horse like this that's really athletic and smart and pretty willing, within 4 days of learning an exercise, is going to learn how to use it to evade as well. I like this. I like where his neck is there. Yep. Now hold a little kick there as soon as he dives down. And actually, John, he's already staying more up and out in general than he was when you came in. Like, this is really good at it right here in the neck. He's more up and out. Does he feel like he's more even in both reins? Yeah. This is a different horse than when you walked in, but see, you spent 15 minutes explaining it to him in the walk, and this horse is really, really smart. So you're going to have this lesson today, and you're going to have it mastered in like 2 or 3 rides, and then you're going to have to pick something else to work on. It's still something that is I always want him up and out and at the vertical. If we are asking him to stretch way down, and we can do that like at the beginning and the end, then it's okay if he curls a little bit, because his neck is so far down, the geometry, the angle of his neck will put his nose a little behind the vertical when they stretch really low. When he's not stretching really low, he needs to keep his nose up and out and at the vertical.
Do you use the zoom on this at all?
Not when I'm recording. It doesn't focus very well.
Okay.
Could he be... don't let him take your body away from you when he snorts, or who cares? He can... Yeah. Yep, sit back. He's almost on the verge of going too low. He's almost, he's starting to drop your hand, so hold on to him, give him a little tiny bump. Yeah, stay up there. There you go. And, hold on to him, little boot again, stay up there. And part of the reason he does it here and there right now is it's harder for him to keep his neck up and out like that than it is to kind of trot around on the forehand and curl. So it's going to take him a little while to get enough strength to stay in this balance with his body. Good job. But actually, if you watch this little video they're doing right now, the trot is a lot better. It has more suspension, and he has more animation and elevation with his shoulders. So if we continue to let him curl and go around down behind the vertical, we're suppressing his movement. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's not that 2 weeks ago we were wrong either. It's just you already mastered that. And then he took advantage of it. He said, great, you like me to bend? That's awesome. Now I'm going to bend right out of being in the contact. Says I'm smart. Yeah, good job. Good job. You're doing everything right there. When he's getting a little fussy, a little up, now he's curling a little bit. When he fusses and he's grabbing you a little too much when he's up, you just sit there, be patient, hold on to the reins and say, I don't care, I'm not going anywhere. I don't care if you curl or stick your neck straight in the air. I'm going to hold 50% of my weight on my left rein and 50% of my weight on my right rein, and it's going to be a ½ pound of pressure in each rein. But it's not going to be 80% on the right rein and 20% on the left rein. It's going to be 50-50, and I'm not going anywhere. You can have a tizzy and stick your nose in the air. I'm not going to increase it to 3 pounds of pressure if you have a tizzy and put your nose in the air. I'm not going anywhere. Very good. I like the rhythm in the trot better too. Although he was a little more forward when you came in, he had less suspension. So now you've got a little bit more swing through his body. He's staying off the ground a little longer because his shoulders are more up. Very good. This doesn't bother me at all if he's a tiny bit above the bit. I'd rather that than him go too low. So he's not allowed to go much lower than he just went there. If you ask him to be perfect on the bit today, he will curl and drop. In 4 days from now, if you ask him to be perfect on the bit, he will keep 50% of your rein contact and be on the bit. I almost guarantee it. A lot of horses would take like 2 months to fix this problem, but this is a really, really smart horse. And shaped well enough in the body that it's not difficult for him. Good job. So when he comes just about perfectly round, I can see the little tiny wavers in your reins. Like I feel like you're teeter-tottering on having him fall down. So I feel like you're teeter-tottering on having him curl. When he's just about like picture perfect on the bit, I feel like he's just about to be so light that he's going to drop you. So I'd rather him be just a tiny bit higher than what would be ideally perfect on the bit in order to develop that 50% contact on both reins.
Right there.
Yeah. And I guarantee you, John, in 4 rides, 5 rides, you'll be able to have him perfect in the neck, perfect at the vertical, and really good in the hand 50-50, but not today just because he's going to drop you. He just has to learn this. Good job. I really like that. He started to drop, you gave him a little tiny kick with your leg. He understands now, just in the last 20 minutes of explaining it to him, that your kick with the leg does not mean go faster. It means get your neck up and out again. Yep, exactly, and hold on to him. He's going on. Damn it. I want to curl my neck. It's easier to drop my shoulders. It's a little harder to use my tummy muscles and my butt muscles to keep my neck up. And you're doing such a good job, John, of staying really quiet and steady with your contact. That you're just saying, I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going anywhere. Today is not a day to pat the horse. In 2 weeks from now, when he totally understands this, you can go ahead and pat him all you want. But today, if you pat him, he's going to go, oh great, Dad dropped the contact, I'm going to curl. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So, this is kind of boring because I'm just letting you go around. I don't really care where he goes. You can do serpentines, but he just needs a couple of really boring rides of saying, look, buddy, you can have confidence at having your neck up and out here. If you made things really hard in today's lesson, then it would make it more difficult to learn how to sustain this connection, yeah? And sit into him and hold the rein. Yep, and hold the reins. Good job. Don't let him speed up. Don't let him speed up. Say, no, I'm kicking you to come out to the contact. Yes. I'm not kicking you to run away. I'm kicking you to stretch your spinal column. Very, very good, John. You know you're a really good rider, but you're an even better rider than you give yourself credit for.
Thank you.
I didn't want me to tell you that. You might get a big head.
That's why he's doing this, not me.
Let's give him a little tiny break, because as undifficult as this seems, it's using completely different muscles. So yeah, so kick him into the walk a little bit and say, yeah, stay up there, grab me, pull me into the walk, don't curl into the walk. There you go. And then when you're ready, like give him a totally, I'm going to throw the reins away, and you can do whatever you want. But then when I pick the reins back up, you better put your nose up and out there and not touch your chest. And, you know, when you watch him go around and he's curled and behind the vertical, he's still beautiful. He's still gorgeous, you know. But it's
now
not
the horse
correct.
heard that now.
You know?
We know that.
And when he's like that, I already said this, but his movement is suppressed because he's trotting and walking kind of in a ball. When you get him up and out, then he has more animation, and that's just a 5 or 10% more animation today. Once he learns this and he gets strong in it, it'll translate into like 50% more movement through strength and time. But you won't get more movement out of him if he's too balled up.
Right. No, I feel that he gets the message and he tries really hard. And it's just, I mean, we're working together, granted, but he's not fighting me. I also notice he doesn't start to anticipate going to the right so much when both hands are equal. And
it's more difficult for him to the right for sure. And he's a little more pissy about it when you fix it.
oh yeah.
He's like, damn it. Whereas to the left, he's a little bit, oh, okay, alright, I'll get back out there. To the right, when you fix it, his neck comes too up and he kind of grabs you and he's like, get lost, dude. I want you to go away. But you're doing the perfectly right thing. You're just saying, I'm not going away, and you're still going to stay up and out there. And you can have a tizzy, but I'm holding 50-50 on both reins. Sorry. It's your problem.
That's, for me, that's, come on, that's a pony. For me, that's sort of the hard part is when he curls, to keep that contact.
Keep the contact, sit into him, and kick him until his neck comes almost too up.
Right, okay.